Breaking news. My name is Cooper, and you're tuning into FCS News Team 7. We have guest speaker scientist Nick Skeens, who is telling us about the dehydration that is happening all over the world. Tell us about
the world. People are participating in a chemical change called dehydration. This is a chemical change because there is a temperature change taking place. Another way to identify this chemical change is by the object that everyone is dehydrating is not able to go back to its original form. Mixtures and compounds also take part of dehydration. A mixture is a substance that is made up of other substances that are combined physically, and a compound is what is happening here because it is a substance that is made up of other substances combined chemically. Here's my assistant telling you about exactly what is taking place.
No, wait, that's...
Dehydration is a process of removing water or moisture from a food product. Removing moisture from foods make them smaller and lighter. This would help us take as much food as possible in space. This process creating a new food, which is another example of a chemical change.
I'm going to have to stop you right there because that's all the time we have for today. This has been Breaking News segment with your reporter, Cooper Phillips. Now we are returning to Professor Lego and his lab partner, Professor Waldo. They will be talking about several different body systems and how they interact to get cells what they need in order to transform energy.
First, we'll be talking about the respiratory system. Respiratory system is the main organ of the lungs. The lungs pull in oxygen and put out carbon dioxide. The body uses the oxygen to sustain the body's needs and live.
Now we'll be talking about the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system carries the main nutrients and oxygens to the body cells in the heart. It includes the main organs, veins, and arteries. Arteries carry oxygenated bloods and nutrients from the hearts and all the body. The veins carry deoxygenated and used blood back to the heart to be reoxygenated and get nutrients.
That is cool, very cool. Can you tell us about the digestive system?
Yes, the digestive system takes in food and using it to make nutrients. First, we can chew up the food, break down the saliva, then the food travels to the stomach through the esophagus and to the stomach, where it will be broken down by acid. The broken down travels to small intestines, then the nutrients will be taken in waste will travel into the large intestines, where it will be released later.
In other news, Professor Waldo will be talking about a 20% reduction in a diet that he has been studying. And you're tuning into FCS News Team 7. We have guest speaker scientist Nick Skeens. Tell us about this, Nick.
The next one is the cardiovascular system. It's an organ system that allows blood to circulate and transport nutrients. The last one is the skeletal system. It is an organ system that is composed of bones and cartilage. Its functions are to support the body, to facilitate movement, and most importantly, to protect internal organs. And astronauts do not usually feel the effects of weightlessness, but that doesn't mean their body systems don't.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you, and see you next time on FCS News Team 7.
Cooper. First, we'll be talking about the government of the Lunar Space Station. The type of government is a democratic republic. That means we'll elect officials by letting our citizens vote.
Interesting. Could you tell us about the different branches in the government?
In the space station, there will be three branches. There are the executive and the legislative and the judicial branches. The legislative branch makes laws, the executive branch carries out laws, and the judicial branch interprets laws.
That's amazing. Mr. Moore, could you tell us about the requirements for elected officials and the rights and responsibilities of citizens?
Yes. The individual who is running for office must be 30 years old and have a legal citizenship in the United States. He will have the bachelor's degree in the Lunar Space Station. The citizens must have the right to vote, speech, justice, religion, and freedom, and no slavery. Your responsibilities will be to pay taxes, follow the law, and serve the jury if called upon, and have a career. If you are 18 or older.
Thank you, Mr. Moore, Mr. Bean, and we will see you next time on FCS News Team 7. Can you tell us about the culture that you will create and bring with you on the Lunar Space Station?
Yes, I'll tell you about the culture we brought with us. We will bring Christianity, human rights, and modern technology.
Some of the culture we will create is having good food, the right of wearing what you want, and always persuading people to do the right thing even if they don't have to.
Thank you, Mr. Moore, Mr. Bean, and we will see you next time on FCS. Here's an example of an exercise you can do in space. It will be someone who is strapped down to a treadmill running. Here's how the future astronaut's heart rate is varied from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Here's some information about previous and future space exploration. Thank you. See you next time on FCS News Team 7.